But right now, this is a guy who's got to be in your pound for pound. I don't know where he is, but he's probably moved his way up to, if not the top five, right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Boxing Scene's Top Stories, only on ProBox TV, your boxing channel. I am George D. Metellus. Before we continue on, I want to say Happy Veterans Day to everyone. Big up and much love to everyone that has served our country in the United States. Don't forget to download the ProBox TV app where apps are available, because on the app, and when we talk about the sweet science, you get the great insights of our world champions. We have, and also our Hall of Fame trainer as well. We have Chris Algieri, Paulie Malignaggi, and Teddy Atlas joining us here on Top Stories. Well, super flyweight champion Jesse "Bam" Rodriguez continues to impress after his third-round TKO victory over Pedro Guevara. And now he's putting everyone in the division on notice that he wants a unification bout. Now, before we talk about future opponents, Teddy, let me ask you first, what did you make of Bam Rodriguez's performance?
The whole package. The one mistake, the thing that should be cleared right away, which for the boxing insiders, the real aficionados, the people that really know the sport, they know it already. But for the general casual observer, when you hear the word "Bam," that is not indicative of this man's style necessarily, or of his talents, or the limits, or any kind of, boundaries of what he might be boundaried by. He's not just a Bam. He's a lot more than that. He's a sophisticated fighter. That's what I come away with. This guy's only 24 years old. He's getting only better. And he does it the way the sweet science was meant to do it. Smart, thoroughly, goes to the body, goes to the head. He's got good vision, sees everything. A very calm in an uncalm environment. He knows how to cut the ring down. He showed that. He knows how to be patient and cautiously aggressive, where he's not coming in. Again, nothing to do with the Bam connotation of, oh, Bam, seek and destroy missile. No, he don't come in like a missile where he's reckless and you could have hope to counter him, to catch him coming in. No, he comes in, he gives you a little feint. He uses his jab, he brings his feet with him. He's always balanced. He's always in position. I mean, this is a guy that, as Cus D'Amato used to say to me with the young fighters, if he stays interested, if he keeps his head on straight, this is a guy that he'll be around for a long time, and he'll go up, I don't know how many weight classes, but at 24, he'll go up. And eventually, and I know we'll probably touch on it later, but eventually he might reach the pinnacle, or it might not even be the pinnacle for him, but he might fight the great Inoue, at some point, as far as, moving forward and developing and growing as far as the size goes, the weight classes go. But right now, this is a guy who's got to be in your pound for pound. I don't know where he is, but he's probably moved his way up to, if not the top five, right there.
And Paulie, what did you make of Bam Rodriguez's performance?
No surprise. He's been a guy who's been consistently impressing us each and every time. You sometimes you get these guys who are heavily favored and start to get all of that momentum. And every once in a while they'll give you a little bit of a dud performance, but they're still up there. Then they'll come back and fight very well again in the next fight after that. Bam doesn't do that, man. Bam is constantly looking good, constantly impressive. The bar keeps getting raised higher, and Bam keeps reaching that bar. Granted, Guevara wasn't that level of opponent, right? That compared to some of the other guys he's beaten. But nonetheless, there could be the possibility of a letdown when you fight a guy like this. It could be the possibility of, you may overlook him because you're looking towards other bigger fights. And sometimes he may not look as good. Even Jaron Ennis might be, guilty of that, as we'll go into it in another story. But with Bam, you never get that. You never get that. No matter who you put in front of this guy, if you put a guy who is lesser value, gets rid of him like. He treats you like what you should be treated as. If you're not on his level, you're going early. If you're on his level, you may go late or you just may go on points, whatever it is. But he's going to show you the value that is in his style, the versatility, the power and ring intelligence. Like Teddy said, he does all the subtle things like cutting off the ring and knows how to get to you and close the gap very well, very intelligently. He makes it exciting by constantly pushing the action. I don't know how far he can go up either. I know in a way, started out at those lower weight classes as well. So it's not as far-fetched to fight Inoue as it might be to fight some of these other bigger guys who are naturally that size. You know, with Inoue, he's a guy who started at, I think he started at around 112, 115 himself, if I'm not mistaken. So you know, when you think about Bam and Inoue and you know, maybe down the line, could they fight? I don't think it's as far-fetched as, say, like an Inoue and Gervonta Davis, who you're just trying to make the guy go up way out of his natural element, you know? I think Bam and Inoue could be a possibility down the line. But then again, there's that guy Nakatani, too. So it's not like we could just talk about Inoue when Nakatani's hanging around as well.
And a whole different style. Nakatani gives you, you know, a whole different problem. He controls range, where Inoue will engage you. And you would think that might be suited for Bam, you know, in that kind of way, and definitely suited for us to watch. But the other guy, he controls range. He fights tall, so you have to deal with a whole different, you know, a whole different animal. But to your point, to both our points, Bam you could see Bam doing that because he is the full package. He is more than just an aggressive guy. And I just finished to Paulie's point. He gives you the best of both worlds. You know, he's not only good, he's not only versatile, he can do it all, but he's exciting. He's fan friendly. And that's the best compliment you could give him.
Yeah, Chris, what do you make of Bam Rodriguez's performance and then the fact that there's talk of a unification? There's another fight in the works that he was asked about afterwards, talking about Badass and Chocolatito Gonzalez, and then Fernando Martinez lurking as well. What do you make of Bam Rodriguez's performance and then possible unification with Martinez down the line?
Yeah, I mean, I echo the sentiments of my two colleagues here. I mean, he's absolutely phenomenal. I mean, in every way, everything you guys said is absolutely true. He's really turning into almost like a perfect fighter. You know, you've got a southpaw who can jab and who can punch and who finishes guys. And top to bottom, no matter who he's facing, he comes prepared. You know, I mentioned on past shows, he's a very serious young man, and he trains very, very hard for each and every time out, and he impresses each and every time out. And I've talked to him before. He's not one of those guys. He doesn't care about the money. He doesn't care about the glitz and the glam. He just wants to fight. Everything about him says fighter. And I just love that. I love that for the sport. I love that for him. I love what he brings. He's so fun to watch. You know, he's got back-to-back highlight reel KOs in his last two fights, where he does these shimmy moves that that other guys just don't do, and he ices guys with that. Everything's a highlight reel with this kid. He's phenomenal. He's going to be around for a long time. And in terms of him with other weight classes, I mean, we'll see. He's not that big of a guy. You know, Nakatani's tall. He's long. He's a southpaw. I can see him going up a bunch of weight classes. I can see that fight at some point. Also a very, very tricky style as well. But it seems like Bam's just like, man, he'll fight anybody. He'll fight everybody. Doesn't matter who you put in front of him. He's going to come prepared and do what he does.
So, Paulie, what do you make of Fernando Martinez, the WBA champion, calling out Bam Rodriguez directly there? And that could set up a unification fight.
Careful what you wish for.
Yeah, exactly. Careful what you wish for. But you know what it is, too? It's also at the point where there's a lot of value in Bam. You know, lower weight classes sometimes don't get a lot of value, bang for their buck. Bam now is making so many headlines transcontinentally. He's known everywhere, in Asia, here, all over Europe, all over the place. He's becoming that kind of star power in boxing. So you also, yes, it's careful what you wish for, like the champ said, but it's money. You know, guys are looking to get the biggest fight possible. We're prize fighters here, right? So I think, you know, you want to challenge yourself to make the most money possible. At the lower weight classes, there isn't always the existence of this level of star, and now there is. So obviously, all the fighters around that area who have something of value, like a world championship, are going to want to put it on the line against a guy like Bam in a unification or a title shot or whatever it is. You know, so that's what I make of that. I think Martinez, obviously, he's a world-class fighter himself. He wouldn't be champion if he wasn't. But at the end of the day, he's chasing the biggest fight possible for himself, and that's what real fighters do.
Yeah, Teddy, what do you make of Fernando Martinez calling out Bam Rodriguez and how that could set up a unification fight?
No, listen, both the champs said it perfectly. You know, it's no different than everybody was calling out Canelo. Why were they calling out Canelo? They were calling him out because he was the money guy. I mean, you don't have to look farther. You know, you don't have to be a genius, a boxing expert, you know, or a financial expert to understand that. You know, he gets the pay-per-view numbers. He brings the big bucks in. You want Canelo, you know. And right now, Bam Bam is just starting, as Paulie said, just starting to become that guy. And starting to become the guy, you know, I mean, he's the new restaurant on the block where everyone wants to go and check it out now. You know, he's starting to become that guy at that weight class that will bring money, will bring interest, you know, revenue into a weight class that didn't really, you know, didn't have it to that degree before. And now the hope is, the horizon looks like there's going to be that kind of money, those kind of fights to be made there. And again, because you have that guy, you know, just like Canelo is that guy, you have that guy that if you get, you know, if you get with him, you're going to get paid more than you normally would get paid. And, you know, the risk is worth the reward. As far as boxing, it's healthy for boxing. It's healthy for the fans to get unification fights, to get the best against the best. I mean, that is always a simple but important formula for the sport to be healthy. You know, put the best guys in, put the guys that the fans want to see in there together, and you're going to have a healthy sport.
Yeah, Fernando Martinez calling out Bam Rodriguez, but I think he has to worry about Kazuto Ioka first before he can think about Bam Rodriguez and that unification fight, man. Things heating up very well in super-flyweight, turning out to be a very exciting division. And of course, any information that comes out on a possible unification at that weight class, we will have it for you here on Top Stories. Quick reminder to scan the QR code, like, subscribe, leave a comment to our YouTube channel. Download the ProBox TV app where you can watch the watch-along alongside the champs November 15th as Jake Paul taking on Mike Tyson. Remember, you can watch along with the champs as they give their commentary on that fight. And ProBox TV returns to Ireland on December 7th. I am George DeMatteis, and this is Boxing Scene's Top Stories.
ProBox TV Contender Series. On December 7th, look for an all-out Irish war as Dylan the Real Deal Moran battles Tyrone the Mighty Kelt McKenna at the top of a stacked ProBox-worthy card.
For more ProBox TV, scan the QR code on the screen or go to the App Store and Google Play. ProBox TV, your boxing channel.